Yeah, so find your way to your mat, please. And today you can choose to sit maybe in Vajrasana with a block underneath you or Sukhasana, however you like. But I'm going to sit in Vajrasana. So it's really good to stabilize the hips and give relaxation to the whole pulling of the hips, right? That happen, the lumbar curve that happens, that does affect, all of the muscles along the spine, especially into the mid back region. So your spine in Vajrasana naturally grows longer, right? Becomes like a Vajra, thunderbolt, or a diamond. And Vajrasana is wonderful for, how they say your age is measured in yoga according to the health of your spine. And so if you want to keep a healthy spine with a seated posture, Vajrasana is one of the only symmetrical, balanced hip postures of the seated, in the seated group. But it's sometimes not easy for everybody, so a block underneath you would be really nice. And then closing the eyes and let your hips settle onto the support underneath you. If you're sitting on something, it's really the simple things in terms of relaxation. One is the rim of the forehead must relax for the mind to be relaxed. And then the rim of the heart, that's across the collarbones and broadening through the shoulders. Relax for the connection to yourself to be relaxed. And then the entire back rim of the pelvis. Right? If the back rim of the pelvis is relaxed, it reduces strain and pulling along the sacrum. And then the body, meaning the nervous system, can be relaxed. So the rim of the forehead, the rim of the collarbones, and the rim of that back plate of the pelvis. So maybe taking another breath at each place. May my mind be soft. May the connection to self, Atma Tattva, be soft. And may my nervous system be soft. Start to feel the balancing effect of your breath. Inhale and exhale. And this twin flame, right, of the Ha and the Ta principles. So your inhale is for that very purpose of invigorating you, giving proper energy where there is no energy. And the exhale is for relaxing you and giving proper time to release toxins from the body. So whichever part of your breath as you come into class is imbalanced, start to balance it. Start to equalize it in Samavritti, even inhale, even exhale. And let there be a slight toning of the throat in Ujjayi. And know that this is where Hatha, the principle of sun and moon, truly lives, right? The asana, the physical postures, are just gross manifestation of pranic energy, but the most subtle manifestation is here in our breath. So our direct awareness on breath can lead us to the path of Hatha Yoga without actually doing any further asana postures. As you inhale, let's bring the palms together, Anjali Mudra, fingertips underneath the nostrils. Namaskar to prana. As you exhale, hands in front of the heart. Namaskar to consciousness itself, Ishvara, Atma Tattva, Purusha. So many names and forms. What aspect of that which is beyond you can you surrender to in this moment? It may not be the same thing every time. The qualities of the Buddha, the qualities of Ishvara, qualities of compassion. Om. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma amritam gamaya. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma amritam gamaya. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityormamritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Asato ma sadgamaya. Lead me from falsehoods to truth. Tamaso ma jyotir gamaya. Lead me from ignorance to wisdom. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Lead me from that which is mortal to that which is immortal, ever present. As you inhale, slowly bring the arms out and up. Start to reach long through the joints, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms up. Preparing yourself for your first round of Kapalbhati. Let's do 54 rounds if possible. So anywhere, in the spectrum of 10 to 54, whatever the body can possibly do in a rhythmic, balanced way. If you need to change your seated posture, go ahead and do so. Right, like a little turtle, tuck in the chin towards the notch of the throat, lengthening the neck spine. Good. Take a deep breath in, all the way up the central tube of the spine, Sushumna Nadi. Hold at the peak. As you hold, lightly draw up or mental contraction of the pelvic floor. And then begin. Forceful exhale, passive inhalation. Up to 54 rounds at your own pace. Go ahead. If you're not practicing Kapalbhati, you're focusing on longer exhales with a contraction at the lower abdomen. Good. Whenever it is that you finish, the arms will come down, relax, and breathe. Good. Gently opening the eyes. Let's inhale. Let's take the right arm up, bend the right elbow, and then place the right fingertips or palm along the nape of the neck, the back of the head, wherever it may reach. Good. And then take the left fingertips out to the left side. Right? There's a slight internal rotation of your right upper arm bone towards the head. Good. And then keep pressing up through your right elbow. And then slightly drop the chin even further down. Let's take a deep breath in into the mid-back, backs of the lungs. Hold for 4, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale. Again, breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. As you breathe in, right arm reaches up, out to the right side, fingertips all the way out to the ground. So not close to you, but extending through the elbow. And then breathing in, the left arm reaches up. Breathing out, the left elbow bends, palm to the back side. And then roll that right upper arm bone towards the head. That's called internal rotation, when things roll to the center. Good. If the head is lifted, drop it back down and then reach the the left elbow up to lengthen through the entire left underarm. Good. And then as you're ready, breathe in. Hold the breath. Fix your mind in the mid-back region. And breathe out. Again, one more time. Breathing in. Hold. And breathing out. As you breathe in, arm reaches up. And as you breathe out, arm comes down. Next inhalation, both arms rise up, interlace the fingers, except the pointer fingers, pointing up towards the sky, crossing the thumbs. Bend your elbows. If you tend to hyperextend in your elbow joints, shoulder joints, bend your elbows and widen your shoulders. Good. And then lift from the center of the sternum, everybody looking up. And then as you exhale, round the upper back, point the fingers straight out from the heart. Tuck the chin in. Leaning back slightly. Inhale, either strong reach with the arms or bent elbows, gazing up. And then as you breathe out, hold the navel in. Good. One more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. As you breathe out, lower the hands, slide them forward, and then come to hands and knees, off the block, off of your cushion. Right, equally placed your knees under your hips and your hands relatively underneath the shoulders, right? Let's take the right hand behind the head. Good. So that your elbow is bent. And now point your elbow down towards the ground. Your left hand is supporting you. Good. Tuck your toes for additional support. And then as you inhale, Point the right elbow up towards the ceiling, towards your capacity. Might not go very high. And then as you exhale, right elbow points just down towards the ground, hovering above the earth. Good. Inhale, open through the pectoral muscles, the sides of the chest, and then exhale, lower. Good. Now we'll inhale, open. Stay here as you exhale. As you inhale, maybe slide that right leg back behind you. Start to rotate through the chest, facing the right side of the mat. Keep the hand position on the right arm. Good. Now close your eyes and gently breathe into the meeting place of the front of the shoulder and the front of the right lung chest area. Good. One more breath. And then as you exhale, relax the elbow, relax the hand and knee back down onto the ground, hands and knees. Good. Now slide the shoulder blades down the back so that the shoulders move away from the ears and tuck the chin in slightly. Press the hands into the ground, right? And then you're not quite rounding the upper back. You're just pressing the sternum in towards the back spine. Just creating a bit of contraction here, a sense of containment in the upper ribcage region. Good. And then softly release that by bending the elbows. Inhale, left hand to the back of the head, point the elbow down. Exhale here, stabilize through the lower abdomen. And then inhale, rotate that left elbow up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower the left elbow to hover above the ground, maybe a foot above the ground. Good. And just continuing about 3 rounds with your own breath. This is a great way for me personally to see how tight my chest muscles are. If my chest muscles are very tight, then the elbow doesn't point very high up, right? And that creates a lot of strain in my upper back region, which we all tend to complain about as a place of pain. Good. Now inhale, the elbow will reach up. Good. Stabilize as you exhale, slide that left leg back so that you come into supported Vasishtasana. Side plank, facing the left side. And then with the body opening to the left like this, that elbow region, the side of the shoulder and chest might have more room to expand here. Keep holding the back of the head so you don't create undue strain in your neck. Good. And then exhale. Rotate back towards the mat. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Give a press through the hands. Tuck the chin in, right? Give a press of your sternum, your breastbone into the body. And just feel that, again, broadening of the back body and containment of the chest in towards the back spine. Keep that, and then walk one leg back, and then the other leg back into your high chaturanga, high plank position. Good. And then keep that, and exhale the hips back, lengthening the legs in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. 3 breaths. You can move, and it might be, if your upper back region is very stuck, it's very nice to move like a wave towards high chaturanga, and then back as you exhale towards Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. One more breath. And then settling back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Drop the knees to the ground. As you inhale, now take the entire right arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, thread the right arm through to the left side, but instead of it pointing straight out to the left, point your fingertips back towards your left foot. So you create a diagonal from your right shoulder towards your right fingers, and then settle the back of the head, the right side of the head onto the ground, and give a little press with your left hand so that you roll more to the right and into the edge of that shoulder blade where it inserts with the rhomboids. That's your mid-back muscles. Good. And then breathe in, rotate out, lifting the right arm. Breathe out, right arm down. Breathe in, left arm up. Breathe out, nice long Samavriti breathing. Thread that arm through to the right side, but not straight out from the shoulder. Instead, point it down towards the feet and then come into the outer shoulder joint. If your head doesn't touch the ground, that's where you take a block underneath it. Good. And then give a light push with your right hand so you roll towards the shoulder blade region. And if you're not sure, you can not push and see where the effect is. And if you give a little press against the ground, you can see that the mid-back spine engages a bit more. Good. And then inhale, unwind. Looking up, and exhale, hand to the ground. Inhale here, again, press, engage the upper back region. Exhale, feet step back, high chaturanga. Inhale, stay here. And then exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Starting to breathe deeper now. Stabilize. With your next exhalation, gently walk your hands back towards your feet. Slide your arms out to the sides and then hold one wrist in the opposite hand and then lay the lower arms and the hand on the lower back. Good. Now as you inhale, come into Ardha Uttanasana. Slide the hands away from you towards the tailbone. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows, round the shoulders, and bring the nose towards the knees. Bend your knees as much as you need to. So inhale, slide the hands down the back. Come into Ardha Uttanasana. Good. And then exhale, release. One more time. Feel the arm bones growing long, spine growing long, sides of the neck extending as the chin comes in. Stay here. One breath. Softness through the ankle joints and the knee joints. And then with your next breath in, keep the hand position, just gently rise up, coming into Tadasana, Samastitihi, and then relax the arms by the sides of the body. Good. Close the eyes. Rim of the forehead relaxed, rim of the collarbones relaxed, and back rim of the pelvis relaxed. Mind, heart, and body. Come back to that equalizing force, ha and ta principle of your breath. So a good practice actually shouldn't deviate you in any one direction. This is kind of the problem we see in a lot of modern yoga. It just kind of pushes into too much restorative or too much activation. A good practice is a holistic practice. Both parts of your nervous system come into communion with one another. With your next inhalation, gently take the arms out to the sides. big shoulder wings. And then as you exhale, Garudasana arms, right arm over the left arm, gentle wrap. Once, just with the upper arms or elbows, or twice, maybe even palming against the hands. Good. Now, as you exhale, pull the belly in and round the upper back, drop the head down. As you drop the head down and pull the upper back towards the back of the room, the forearms might come to parallel with the ground. Good. And then as you inhale, activate through your legs. That means press down through your heel bones, lift the elbows, slide the shoulder blades down the back, lift the palms up towards the sky as well as your gaze. Good. And then exhale again, round the upper back. So your body is making like this kind of question mark shape. But you can even bend your knees a little bit and mimic that shape of a question mark. And then inhale, rising back up. Good. And then as you exhale, widen out the arms. Breathe here, feeling from the center of the sternum out through the joints of the upper arms, and then exhale, left arm over the right. Keep that curving shape of the question mark in your mind. As you exhale, round the upper back, bend your knees slightly, forearms fairly parallel with the ground, tuck the chin in, and then press through the heels, rise up, lifting the elbows, lifting the gaze. One more time. Right, so there should be a slight strong activation of your navel, especially with that louder ujjayi as you exhale, and then the smooth breath in as you inhale now and rise the arms. Exhale, open the arms out to the sides and relax the arms down. Good. Right, shake out the limbs, upper limbs especially. Right, we can do just some gentle arm swings. Every other swing, maybe you bend the elbows. People ask me, like, what do I practice, right? So my morning practice is all about joints and glands. And then my evening practice is more asana-based, right? So getting the energy to flow in this upper region of the spine. Good. And then relax the arms down, right hand to the right hip. Now balance on your right leg. Inhale, lift the left knee. Good. Flex the toes or point them. Good. And just see how that balance is working today. As you exhale, bring the foot back behind you. Hold the foot in the left hand. If you need a wall against the right hand, you'll take it. Good. Now stabilize to the right leg. And start to really reach the front of that left quad, the left thigh bone forward as you press the foot into the hand, a very light opening for the back body on the left side. So we're not coming into full Natarajasana. It's just the hint of what happens in that posture, right? So the knee is pointing down, the thigh is elongating, and then there's a resistance created with the foot against the hand. If you cannot hold the foot, you can just reach for it. Good. And then exhale, release, and again, bring that left knee up. Good. And then step it or reach it all the way back, hands to the hips, Virabhadrasana 3. And then stepping down when you're ready. Both feet on the ground. Left hand to the left hip, right arm relaxes. Stabilize your breathing first. Inhale, right knee up. Flex or point the toes. As you lift the right knee, be careful you don't hike the right rim of the pelvis higher than the left rim. So, right, both sides of the pelvis fairly equal. And then reach the foot back, hold the ankle or the foot very lightly. Broaden the front of the shoulders. Stabilize in the standing leg. And then again, start to lengthen the front of the thigh bone, thigh muscle on the right side, excuse me, and then press that right foot into the hand, slightly opening the space behind you. Good. Maybe you can lift your gaze up if you're looking down. Changes the atmosphere of the posture. Good. And then as you breathe in, hand to the hip, right knee up. You can step the foot down or little bit of challenge in the balance of the posture, right? Virabhadrasana 3. Bring the leg behind you. And then exhale and step the foot next to the left. Tadasana. Good. Gentle breath in and out. As you breathe in, arms rise up. And then as you breathe out, nice soft fold towards the ground. Uttanasana. Unkinking the spine. Softly bend your knees, hands to the ground. Just walk your way into hands and knees. Very easily. Yeah. And then kick out the legs to one side. Sit your hips onto the ground. Draw your legs out in front of you. Dandasana. Point the toes away from one another. So externally rotate your legs. And then bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. Holding the feet, holding the ankles, and then you can slide forward with the hips or slide back with the heels to a comfortable variation. Good. Now hug the thigh bones in towards the hip sockets. Sitting nice and long. Now, wherever you're holding, if you're holding and you feel the front of the elbow points or upper arm bones rolling forward, that means you're hunching your back slightly. Hold up a little bit higher on the legs. So maybe you let go of the feet and hold the ankles. Good. Turn the chin down. Vishamavritti breathing. Breathing in for 5, breathing out for 10, or 4 and 8, 3 and 6. 3 and 6 is really mimics our normal breath rate. So see if you can extend that a little bit more. You know, in asana, it's not enough just to breathe, inhale, exhale, and do the postures. It's not enough just to link the postures with your breath. We have to lengthen the breath to get the health benefits of the postures. Good. 2 more breaths. See where the mind can focus now. Internal drishti, internal focal point, dharana point, along the spine, any of the chakras, or at a point of intense sensation for you, or on a quality, a bhavana, a feeling that you're cultivating in the posture. But give completely to this dharana concentration point. Good. And then softly open the eyes, let go of the feet, lean back slightly, hands behind you, and then gently open the legs into a very light V shape. So we're not going into a full side split here or anything like that. So about anything from 90-degree angle or less, right? Toes pointed or flexed with a slight bending of the knees. Let's take an inhale, rise the arms up, turn to the left side. And then as you exhale, you're going to side bend over towards the right leg. Bend your right elbow and place it to the inside of the right leg and the left arm up overhead. Turn the gaze to look up as well. And then from here, to relax the shoulder, bend your left elbow and hold on to the back of the head with the left hand. Lean back slightly and see if the right lung can have as much space as the left lung. And then inhale, press down through the contact points of the legs to rise up. Reach up with the arms. As you exhale, turn towards the right. And then side bend over to the left side. Bend the left elbow to the inside of the left leg. Right arm extends overhead. Getting length through the right side body. And then bending the elbow and holding the back of the head as the head turns. I like to use my left elbow as a little bit of a fulcrum to help to broaden both sides of the chest, therefore broaden both sides of the lungs. Yeah, very nice. Much better. And then inhale to rise. Reach the arms up. Bend your knees slightly and then slide the upper body forward between the open legs, a little bit of a spider shape. Fingertips onto the ground. Drag the earth towards you as you gaze forward. Your gaze is about 3 to 5 feet in front of you. So really extend your tailbone way out into the space in front of you. Good. And what would it feel like to walk the hands a little bit wider than the shoulders to help to broaden the chest region? As you breathe in, press into the fingers, press into the heel bones, sitting bones, rise up. Slide the hands along the legs, behind the thighs, lean back, bend your knees towards you, very light Navasana. Coming to hover the shins, just the shins. So we're not doing the full variation with the legs extended, just the shins hovering parallel above the ground. Good. And then soften face, chest, and pelvis so that breath can flow before you cross one ankle over the other and come to your seat. Closing the eyes, settling your breathing. If your heart is beating fast, don't breathe long and deep, forcing the heartbeat to slow down. Just let the breath go. Bring your dominant hand into Mrigi Mudra, folding down the pointer finger and middle finger towards the palm. Other 3 fingers extend out. And just drop that hand back down onto the knee or the thigh. Bring your mind to the Dharana point of your nostrils. Make sure that the body feels absolutely comfortable in your posture. If you need to change, change now. No more ujjayi, just very light touch of the breath at the nostrils for Chandra Vedana, breathing in through the left and out through the right. As we breathe in, let's bring the hand that's in Vishnu or Mrigi Mudra towards the face. And as you breathe out, lengthen the breath out. Our ratio will be 4, 4, 8. Close the right nostril. Inhale left for 4. 3, 4. Lightly hold the breath, visualizing the full moon at the eyebrow center. 3, 4. Close the left, exhale right, up to 8 seconds. Any excess heat from the body draining out now the right nostril. 7, 8. Inhale left, energizing the lunar channel. Hold in the Soma chakra, chakra of nectar, full moon, filled with the light of the sun. 4, and then exhale out the right. Wherever your mind is wandering now, bring it back. Full concentration. Inhale left. Hold. Exhale right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Continuing on your own, please. Inhaling left, holding, and exhaling longer on the right side. Now, maybe even releasing the counting of the breath so the mind can sense into the flow of prana. As you hold, you focus on complete suspension of thoughts, of feelings, of beliefs, even of I identifications. Exploring the unique nature of these 3 parts of the breath that we are doing right now. Inhale, Antaha Kumbhaka, hold on the peak of the inhale, and exhale. One more round. The next time you breathe out, the right nostril will be your last. Bring your face to a neutral position. 1 minute, Shanmukhi Mudra. Closing the sense doors. Bringing the hands up. Plug the ears with the thumbs. Next 2 fingers over the closed eyes. Ring fingers to the sides of the nostrils and pinkies to the corners of the lips. Elbows, if you can, in line with the shoulders, that the chest is wide. Good. As you're ready, you'll plug the ears and drop the mind into the seat of consciousness in the Anahata, the cave of the heart, lotus of the heart. Feeling and hearing the sound, the nada of your own breath. Go ahead, 1 minute. Shanmukhi Mudra. Next exhalation, release the mudra. Hands lightly resting down. letting go of all control of any breathing, natural breath. See if you can feel even the pulsation, the snake-like pulsation up and down the spine of prana flowing. Again, you're not directing, you're now just observing. And as you focus on your own spine, especially the meeting of the hemispheres to the central channel of Sushumna, balancing all dvandvas, all pairs of opposites within you and around you. So in society, everything is in opposition to something else. And therefore, our mind training becomes as such, to really believe that duality is the only reality. But in yoga, we come back to another reality, another form of perception of the uniqueness of that single-minded nature, where ha and ta meet, the two brain hemispheres meet, the balancing forces of the nervous system meet, internal and external desires meet, and then nothing is left in terms of push or pull. And just feel how much closer towards the midpoint am I, rather than towards the extremes. The closer we are to the center point, to equanimity, the stronger the body feels. The happier the mind feels. Bring your mind, if it's fallen away from the spine, back to the dharana point of the pulsation of prana along the spine. Whatever you can feel within the spinal column. As you inhale, palms come together. Closing gesture, closing mudra. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. As you exhale, surrender. Idam namama, not mine, not mine, not mine. Nothing is mine to hold on to for too long. It's good to remember that. Rising up. Feet between the palms, to the face, eyes. And then gently blinking, the eyes open, coming back. Dhanyavad, thank you. Namaste to each of you.